Bro coughs like an iPad. Alright. Hello guys, Termex here, and I'm doing something I didn't think I was actually going to do on Once Human, but I'm going to show you a build video, or more specifically, probably a build guide, kind of like a build path for anyone in this game that is interested in using snipers in any way, shape, or form, and kind of the best sniper in my opinion from the ones I have tried. Ignore my poster over there, that's classified. But this video is going to be a quick rundown of, at least right now, since we are in the first phase of the season, and obviously we don't have the whole map unlocked, this build may change, but if you're sticking to the sniper class and want to know more about snipers, it will be the only thing I play in all of Once Human, so subscribe to the channel if you want to keep updated with the best sniper things I find. But of course, really quick, I do have to shout out the channel's partner, Instant Gaming. If you're looking for cheap games on any platform, check out the link in the description below or in the pinned comments. Or if you just want to join the free monthly game giveaway, then that link is also next to it as well. I appreciate every single one of you. Now, for these snipers, in Once Human with your mod system, your mods are pretty important, but there is kind of a dual-edged sword when it comes to the armor mods. The armor mods, you have HP, you have your weak spot damage, we have your critical rate and crit damage, and sometimes you can get armor mods that just give you weapon damage. Now, the thing that's very important when you're approaching this with at least sniper builds, critical hits and the weak spot damage are two completely different things. Think of critical hits similar to any other looter shooter, where when you shoot a enemy, there is a percentage chance that regardless of where you shoot that enemy, you're going to hit a critical hit. So, if you look into the sniper here, it has a 2% crit rate, meaning when I shoot the sniper, if I hit anywhere on the body, there's a 2% chance it's going to hit a critical hit, and that critical hit will do 24% more damage. You can see that says on the card, it does the 24% bonus crit damage based on what the actual weapon's damage is if you look into the top left where the damage is stated. Now, the amplified damage, which is the weak spot damage, is a 90% buff. Weak spots are any spot on an enemy that is their guaranteed crit spot. That basically meaning headshots, the little pus balls that are on certain enemies, certain bosses that have openings that are like very shiny and fleshy. I know it's a weird word to say, but you know what I mean. That is the main weak spot. Your weak spot and your crit damage do not stack. If you hit somebody in the weak spot, you're going to get the weak spot damage benefits, not the weak spots and the crit damage benefit. I could tell you immediately, unless you're using a very specific sniper that benefits critical hits, crit damage is not your friend when you're using snipers. I know how crazy that is, but it is not your friend. Weak spot damage is going to be your primary source of DPS. The sniper in question that you guys can obtain right now if you're level 10 or level 23, this sniper over into our blueprints is going to be, if I could find the damn sniper, the SN700, and this is the Gulped Lore. This sniper right here, out of all the snipers I've played with in the beta and the snipers I have tried now, and just based on the perks that I personally enjoy, if you're looking for PVE damage on single target bosses, or if you want to actually have a very good sniper rifle in PvP without the need of carrying multiple weapons, I think the SN700 is the perfect middle ground, because I know a lot of people are really enjoying the AWS sniper rifle, but Fortress Warfare on a sniper can be cool, but the longer you aim increases your attack power. That's not viable in PvP. It's kind of viable in PvE. I would rather just shoot the thing and do the damage, and if you want more fire rate, the Berettas are really good, but the damage, even the legendary Beretta, is not even comparable to a purple SN700. So if you're looking for the most damage per bullet on a single target enemy, this is the sniper for you. Going over the sniper here, hitting a weak spot, I explained what weak spots are previously, grants a 80% chance to trigger Unstable Bomber. For people that are kind of familiar with Destiny 2, if you remember Dragonfly or anything like that, where when you hit a crit, an explosion happens, this is exactly what Unstable Bomber is. If you hit a weak spot, then an explosion happens at an 80% chance. Not only that, when defeating an enemy, the range of the explosion is reduced, but the damage is plus 20% on the explosion for 30 seconds, and this could stack up to 5 times. Meaning if you get a bunch of kills on ads in rapid succession on their weak spot, you have 100% bonus damage on the Unstable Bomber for 30 seconds, which is absolutely crazy for an internal damage source. Now, here's where crit damage actually does matter. Unstable Bomber is guaranteed to deal crit damage. So, if you boost your crit damage mods, not the crit damage on the weapon itself, it will buff the damage of Unstable Bomber. Another important thing to note, with every 1% of weak spot damage you deal, that 1% transfers from the initial bullet into the damage into the Unstable Bomber proc. I hope that makes sense. It's technically an AoE benefit on the sniper, but technically it's really not. It's for single target. When that minus 50% explosion range hits the weapon, you're not going to really notice any AoE benefits unless enemies are stacked basically right on top of each other. Not only that, there is a lot of chess pieces in the game that benefit Unstable Bomber. Like if you go over into the explosive top, it adds a delay to the actual bomb, just raw increases the damage. But there's a certain jacket right here. This is the one, the sleek leather frag jacket. For every 1 meter Unstable Bomber is away from the player, Unstable Bomber's damage is increased by 2%. We did some testing on very high settings. The farthest something will render for you is going to be 200 meters. We tested it with our pings with one of my buddies. 200 meters with 2% technically is 400% more damage onto your Unstable Bomber. The farthest I've tested this is 123 meters, and the math did add up as we got 246 more damage on our Unstable Bomber proc. In this jacket, you can actually get from the Wish machine as well as the Unstable Bomber itself. So go to any Wish machine, click G to go to the blueprint shop, and you can see if you go to sniper rifles, you go down to this sniper right here. It will cost 2,000 of your Starcrum, and you just buy it. Buy it, get the blueprint, get it started. Honestly, I think it's worth just spending the 2,000, getting it out of the way instead of blessing with RNG. And now if you do want the chest piece blueprint that I mentioned, go down to key gear blueprint, status blueprint, scroll all the way down for another 2,000. You can get the blueprint right here. For every 1 meter Unstable Bomber is away, I'll buy it right now on screen because I'm going to be grinding this blueprint and I believe it is going to be worth it. It's the build I want to do and I think it will do very, very well. So we go over into our armor BPs, go here, and you can see we have the sleek jacket once again. You can only have one unique at a time, so just let that be noted. If you're running an Unstable Bomber build, this is what you want to do. So now that you have your blueprint, you can go over into your intermediate gear workbench, go to weapon crafting, and go over here, craft, and here's all the different tiers. As the seasons go on and all that, you could upgrade it, of course. One thing I do want to mention, when you're going into the calibration, as of right now, do not waste your Stardust on calibrating a tier 3. Wait until you have a tier 4, or I would actually wait until you have a tier 5 before you do your weapon calibrations, because the Stardust can get pretty damn expensive once you hit a certain point. As for mods on the weapon itself, going into our inventory once again. Now, the one thing I've not seen on weapon mods yet is the weak spot damage, so I just went with normal damage for now. But, like I said, avoid crit rate, avoid status damage. That stuff is truly not needed for you guys. The shrapnel stuff obviously isn't going to help you. As for attachments, I believe the only attachment I got so far is the laser sight, which just makes me aim faster, which is cool and all, and it makes it more accurate. But I will say, when you go over into attachments, out of all of these, you want the most stability possible. And I mainly say this for people that are in PvP, just because the stability can be quite annoying. There was a certain muzzle that helped you. It is, yeah, the short suppressor. Because if we're talking from a PvP perspective, when you're looking into your weapon stats, your range and your stability are the two most important things. Reload speed and accuracy is kind of whatever. Once your accuracy is above 90% in this game, the snipers kind of feel the same from 90 to 100. But stability and range matter very, very much in PvP scenarios. And now, since we are early into the game, I do recommend the scout set, at least for now. You get the weapon damage, which is nice. You get 20% more damage when you're not spotted, which helps a lot in PvE. But if you get 4 stacks, you get the movement speed benefit and the stamina recovery benefit. But truly, guys, other than that, anything that benefits your weaken hit damage is going to be very beneficial. As I said before, I will update this build as the seasons go on and I learn more information. I'm playing along as much as I can, having a lot of fun. And if you guys are wondering about your cradle, just use the barrier for now, because anywhere you could make cover and just heal off of it when it's near you is going to be a big plus in my opinion. And yeah, that is a build guide. That is the video. And if you guys want to know any information or have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see more videos on Once Human, don't forget to like the video, because it does spread out my content to more people in the community. And make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on another video from me, guys. Stay safe, and I will see you all later.